Hi team, Anna here, makeup creator, teacher, and educator specifically for people with hooded eyes, oily and textured skin, as well as 30 plus skin. Welcome to Vlogmas day 8, if I'm not mistaken. Day 8, and today we have a very serious mission. It has come to my attention that my NATASHA DENONA ranking videos no longer make sense, meaning that what I said in those videos is no longer true, because I was going through my NATASHA DENONA palettes and I realized that so much has changed. Like, the order is completely different. Plus, I like to do one every single year, and you love those videos too. So today we're going to be ranking all of my NATASHA DENONA palettes. I'm gonna keep the minis out of it just because there's always better value in midi and larger palettes. So those are the ones that I collected. I have 17 large and midi eyeshadow palettes from NATASHA DENONA, and we're going to rank them from number 17 to number 1. Before we begin, let me know what your guess is and what my number 1 is. If you're not new here, you might know what my preferences are. But if you're new here, just type in a guess and then we are going to see if you were right or wrong. But yeah, these are just my opinions. I would love to know what your favorite NATASHA DENONA eyeshadow palette is and what your least favorite is. Mine have changed so much since I did this last that I cannot wait to get into it. So let's start with number 17. I actually put them all here and they fit nicely here besides the top 3. But let's start with number 17. Number 17, and it is not surprising to me, to be completely honest with you, this is the NATASHA DENONA Sunrise eyeshadow palette. This was one of the 2 palettes that I purchased from NATASHA DENONA for the first time ever. Back then, I just started to become interested in makeup. The year was 2020. And I was looking through Black Friday sales. I've never owned or could afford NATASHA DENONA eyeshadow palettes. And there was a deal where you could buy 2 eyeshadow palettes for the price of 1. And I bought Sunrise and Love, the 2 very colorful and fun eyeshadow palettes. But I love colorful and fun eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow looks, so that worked out really great for me. So Sunrise palette was one of those, and it is such a stunning, beautiful, warm sunrise, sunset color story, berry tones, orangey tones, some purples as well. This is reorganized. I used to be really into this reorganization of NATASHA DENONA palettes. I also used to kind of create my own NATASHA DENONA palette. If you didn't know, these are all magnetic, so you can kind of like take them out and organize them however you want in a different midi palette. So that's what I used to do for travel. I would create my perfect NATASHA DENONA palette and travel with it. But these days I don't necessarily do that. I just take them as they are. This one I kept reorganized because it's just so aesthetically pleasing, isn't it? Adore berry and cranberry tones in this palette. I could totally create the look that I'm wearing using this palette, but I'm wearing another NATASHA DENONA palette. When we get to it, I will tell you which one. Or if you've seen my video yesterday, you probably know which one. Because we're in Vlogmas right now. Anyways, the eyeshadows and the eyeshadow quality is not as it is now because this baby came out in 2019. So obviously it's been years and years and years of them perfecting their formula, and the shimmers are a little bit different, but I still find this one very special and I love her. But she's a number 17 because I honestly just don't see myself using it. First of all, because it's beyond expired, but also I do not remember last time I used it. Like, maybe because I wanted these cranberry shades, but I can find them from newer palettes, even within the brand, not even talking about other brands. So I don't reach for it even when I go for a cranberry eyeshadow look, unfortunately. But this one was really special and it's really good and I love her. There's no palettes that I don't love because obviously I bought all of them but one myself, so I love them all. And this is number 17. Number 16 is another palette that I bought in that same purchase, and probably because these palettes are the first palettes that I bought, they're the least exciting to me because it's been over 5 years. But this is the Love eyeshadow palette from NATASHA DENONA. Like I said, they were both really colorful, but it's right up my alley because I'm a colorful eyeshadow lover. And look at that, another cranberry color. So I could do the look that I'm wearing right now with this palette as well. See what I'm saying? Natasha loves her pinks and cranberries, but who doesn't? The way I love this palette, I love the amount of various color stories within one color story. Yes, it's called Love. Yes, it was a Valentine's launch, but there's so much more to it than just pinks and reds. There's purples, there's silvers, there's such interesting formulas and eyeshadows. She just started flirting with the Cream 2 powder eyeshadow formula, so this is not her best work. Now she's perfected that formula and it's honestly one of my favorite formulas. Back then, it was just a little questionable. But this palette still has some beautiful duochromes like this shade over here, and it's just so inspiring. I also love this like dusty pink that is so pigmented. I don't know, this just reminds me of a better time, like Dramageddon. Not me calling it the better time. Anyways, if you're in the beauty industry and community, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But I just truly love this baby and the variety it brings, and just this palette, this shade as well, I remember loving it so much. The way she creates the mattes and the shimmers so beautifully, where like you can't find these in a different brand or a different palette. They're more complex than just red or just purple or just pink. That's what I love about the brand. Huge fan, by the way. Huge fan if you didn't know. I do have a code with them. It's Anastasia 10. So if you purchase anything off of their website, please use my code. It will help me quite a bit. Thank you so much for doing that. But yeah, love palette number 16. Number 15 is the first like larger palette of the two that I have in this lineup today. And it pains me because this was pretty high up there. This was definitely pretty high up there. This is a very unique eyeshadow palette. I never hear people talk about it, and I don't know anyone who like had this palette besides me at the time. This is the NATASHA DENONA Circo Loco eyeshadow palette. What a time. Like, what a good time this palette is. Again, this is reorganized, so it's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye than the original chaotic color story that I believe people were just like really confused about. But I find this palette very inspiring, especially in the way I arranged it, because it gives me clear color stories. You can create a beautiful orange look or a hot pink look, navy blue, turquoise blues, and then there's a couple of other shades. Like, I do enjoy this palette. Do I use it? Do I use it is another question, because no, I don't. No, I do not. I used to use it a lot for this shade when this was like the only blue I had in my collection. I did a lot of colorful looks. I'm trying to get back into colorful looks in 2026, and I feel like we're gonna get there. I feel like we're gonna get there, and I'm really hoping to get a little bit more use out of this baby. But because of how rarely I reach for it, this is on number 15, even though I love it. Like, I love her. Also, the icy lavender and icy blue, those are such good shades, and like, this is so pigmented and so beautiful. And I have these really colorful eyeshadows in a beautiful luxurious NATASHA DENONA formula is also a lot of fun. This color story was just a bit out there, and I wish the brand did something like this again, because I'm getting pretty bored with all the neutrals, even though my first 10 are probably all neutrals, but you know what I mean? I don't mind a little bit of fun like this. And this is a really fun color story. Oh, do I have lipstick on my nose? Please ignore it. I'm not gonna refilm this. Your girl's going through it. She's doing Vlogmas. Cut me some slack. Anyways, love this. Number 15. Number 14, and we're actually coming into more neutrals, finally. This eyeshadow palette is still to this day a bit confusing to me. This is the NATASHA DENONA Golden eyeshadow palette. I'm like, what are we doing here? Why? We have all kind of neutral palettes with these browns already. This was a more recent launch. I don't remember which year specifically. Was it 2024 or maybe 2023? But it was somewhat recent, and that's why it was confusing to me. Like, why do we need this? It feels like we've done these shades over and over again, and overall this palette is just so repetitive. 1, 2, 3, 4. These golden shimmers are all the same. Granted, this one and this one are a little bit different in this one. And then we have 1 dark brown, 1 super light matte, and 4 like lighter mattes. Like, they're not even mid-tone. The range is just not making sense to me. If there were more deeper variations, mid-tone variations, lighter variations, maybe throw in a pop of color like a green or like an, I don't know, anything but just this plain color story. Never reach for this. I did a couple of looks with this. Of course it's beautiful if you like golden eyeshadow, but I just feel out of 15 eyeshadows that we have here, we can create maybe 3 different types of looks. It just, there's not a lot of variety, and variety is important to me. So this one is, you know, I was talking with so much more love about previous palettes. I don't know why I put this here. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I actually don't like you that much. But yeah, the quality is really good though. The quality is really good, and obviously if you like this look, this one specific look, you're gonna use it all over again and you're gonna enjoy using it. So yeah, it's just a bit repetitive. Golden number 14. Number 13, we have the first of a little bit of a different orientation, or like a little bit of a different type of a palette. This is the Hyper Natural Face Palette. So sometimes she creates these face palettes. So it's a palette that is going to include both eyeshadows and face products. And this is a number 13, even though I so truly enjoy the blush and the bronzer here, but these eyeshadows are just not doing it for me. First of all, if you can see, they're all kind of like metallic, and then this one is like a very sparkly shade. So what is the point? Well, I know the point of this. The point of this palette was one and done eyeshadow and then blush and bronzer. But then why is there only one version of this? You know, at the time, this was a mistake on brand's point, and I don't think they're gonna make this mistake again because it was a little bit controversial. They didn't create a lighter and a darker version of this palette, and that just wasn't nice because obviously this will not suit a lot of complexions. This blush will not suit a deeper complexion, just like this bronzer, and that's just was a mistake on their part, because before that and after that, they have come out with both deeper version of like the same palette and a lighter version. This was just a little bit of a flaw. However, for me personally, yes, I did enjoy the blush and the bronzer, especially because this is the only powder bronzer that we have from Natasha. Hopefully she's coming out with some next year, and this is a really good formula. But another thing that I don't enjoy about it is that the pans of these individual colors are so small that you can't really take a brush and pick it up on a brush without touching all of the other shades. So I just usually do a little bit of a swirly swirl, use all of these, and that works for me. But again, it's not going to work for every person out there. And yeah, this palette was at the time like quite exciting because of the powder blush and powder bronzer, so I used it quite a bit. But at the same time, I don't see myself using it ever unless I'm doing a full face of NATASHA DENONA and I want her powder bronzer. So yeah, this is also, I'm not super in love with it, but it was a fun launch. Like I used it quite a bit when it just came out. I just prefer other launches from the brand, something more exciting with unique color story. So this doesn't get me excited. Number 12 is another variation of their face eyeshadow, like face palettes, like an eyeshadow in a face palette, glam face palette. And this is the launch before the previous one, but they came out with a lighter and darker version of this, and that was really successful. I do have a lighter shade, and this is what we got here. We have a cream blush and a highlight here. These are nice shades, really nice shades, and just a bunch of brown shades. They're all kind of mid-tone, and then a couple shimmers. So this creates a beautiful eyeshadow look, but also I don't need all 5 shades to create this eyeshadow look, and I don't reach for it. At the time, this was the first face palette they came out with, and the look is just really beautiful, golden, gorgeous, stunning, and I did enjoy it. I just don't reach for it. But at the same time, like thinking about people who might enjoy this product, who travel a lot and just want everything in one palette, this is kind of a good idea, I don't know if they're gonna do this more though, because the last one was the one we were just talking about, and ever since that one they haven't come out with anything like this. We'll see. I think the idea is there. I think I just need something more. Like this is just not perfect for me. But at the time, again, I used it quite a bit. It was a lot of fun. This came out 3 years ago, I think. And yeah, I enjoyed it at the time. I just don't reach for it anymore, but I like having it in my collection. And if I ever just like I don't have enough space and I need my blush, my highlighter, and my eyeshadows all in one palette, I could see myself traveling with this. Number 11 is the last of my face collection from Natasha Denona. It is the Love Face palette. And the trick here is, it's not even about the palette. I have Natasha's signature here from the one time I met her a couple years back. And it was not only the fact that she signed this palette, but also something I talk about all the time. Like I apologize, but also I will continue talking about it all the time. This was the one of the 2 PR packages, one of the 3 PR packages I've ever received from the brand, so I treasure it. It's very important to me. It's one of my favorite brands and definitely my favorite eyeshadow brand. So this means a lot to me. And also when I met her, she recognized me and my videos, and that just truly meant like so much to me because she meets a lot of people. She knows a lot of content creators, and that was a really special moment in my career, probably one of the most special. And then yeah, she signed it and it was just like so cool. Talking about the palette though, well, this is why it's this high up. Talk about a palette though, it's also like out of all of them, eyeshadow wise, I truly enjoy this more. Yes, it's a bit, you know, pink, you know, pink. If you don't like pink, you're not gonna like this eyeshadow palette. But at the same time, there's like more variety here. We have 5 eyeshadows. They're all mattes, are all different depth, which is really important here. You could create a really neutral look or a really pink look or just a purple look. It's truly more so versatile than any of her other face palettes. Also, this one shimmer I just love. It is so impactful. It is such a beautiful shimmer. I could just apply that all over my lid, maybe a little bit of this in the crease, and then you don't even have to touch the pinks. This blush is really bubblegum pink. When it came out, it was super viral, so it really made sense. And overall, this is just more exciting to me than the previous brown palette. And this was sent to me in PR, so that's why it is this high up. I really like it, and actually I might use it for Valentine's. That's the time. I think they did launch it for Valentine's one of the years, and this is the time to use it. And yeah, it's just so cute, and I love the memories that I have associated with this palette. That's why it's on number 11. We're gonna start top 10 with a bang. It's not all neutrals. It's not all neutrals, which makes me so happy. Number 10, we have my second and last large eyeshadow palette in this lineup. Oh, this one is also so special and so unique. Even to this day, this stands out so much. There's nothing like this on the market, and I love it so much. Not quality-wise, color story-wise. Let's talk about it. Triochrome eyeshadow palette from NATASHA DENONA. This palette was all about these 3 triochromes. Spoiler alert, they're not even necessarily multi-chromes. They're okay compared to what we have now from indie brands, what we have even back then from indie brands. These are just, this is like comparing LaCroix to like a Coke. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a hint of something there, but no, they're not triochromes. Even Natasha herself has like reformulated and like perfected their multichrome formula, and now you can find the multichromes, but not in this palette. Like in their later palettes for sure. Not this one. I love this palette because of matte eyeshadows. Because these mattes right here, the very muted, beautiful mattes, are so unique. I am still yet to like see it executed this perfectly. And also, this is rearranged. I rearranged it by color story, and I feel like this is such a good way to do it. I love the greens here with a very deep olive green. This multichrome, which is I think the best one. I think it was my favorite of the 3. And then these like really interesting lime green shades and super light matte. The look that you can create from just this row is so beautiful, and that's the look I created most of the time when I used this palette. And we have this like peachy row, and then we have this purple row. They're all over the place in the original like palette. You can't even buy it anymore, so I don't know why I'm telling it, but I love rearranging it, and I did, and it's a fun palette. It's a fun color story. I live for it. They came out with a mini that was like blue shadows, and I believe that triochrome was a bit better. Like they did update their formulas, which makes sense to me. But nonetheless, I mean, it's a fun color story. That's why it's so up here, because nowadays they only come out with brown eyeshadow palettes or pink eyeshadow palettes, so I miss it. That's why this is number 10. This is my plea. This is my dream. Come out with more colorful palettes, please. We need this. Number 10 is Triochrome. Number 9 is another fun one, and in a very unique way too. This is the NATASHA DENONA Retro Glam eyeshadow palette. They were inspired by the 60s colors and stuff, I think. Specifically because this palette came out for Christmas one of the years, so they were inspired by like vintage Christmas vibes, which didn't make any sense to me because I don't see it. I just see spring color story, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter how they marketed it. We're talking about the color story, and it's a very unique color story. I cannot think of another palette that has pops of pink and then some mint shades and then some gray shades as well. Like, it's a unique color story, and I had my fun with it. I just feel like there's some things that I would change in this palette, but at the same time, it creates really interesting different looks. And I remember at the time when I bought it, I traveled with it a lot. I created really different looks with it. You could do really neutral, or you could go pink or mint or combine all of them. It's really fun. Like it is really fun. So I enjoyed it quite a bit, and yeah, that's why it's a number 9, because it's a bit of fun and it's very unique. And some of these shimmers are really good. This is where the cream to matte formula is already updated, and it's so much better than that in the Love palette. And just the formula, yeah, I can't even tell anything bad about this palette because the formula is so good, and the shades are so fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I don't know I am still yet to like find a person who truly loves this palette and this is their favorite Natasha Denona palette. That's what's so interesting to me. Like I wish I knew somebody who like so loved this one or Triochrome one or Circle Loco. Typically Natasha Denona fans are fans of neutral palettes, and that is why they're coming out with more and more neutral palettes. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. But I like this stuff from them. I really do. So this is number 9. Number 8 is a really interesting and fun one, and I think this has a lot of fans. This is the Natasha Denona Xenon eyeshadow palette, which is a black and white, black and silver and like gray, very cool tone eyeshadow palette without the actual black shade, which is still just like bugging me so much. I get it that they had a mini that had a black shade, but not including a black matte shade in this palette. It just makes me not want to use it, to be completely honest with you. Like I want it so bad because there isn't a really dark matte shade here, because this is kind of like bluish, kind of like cream to matte. It doesn't give much, and then that's it. There's no more matte shades. All of these are like semi, you know, like metallic or what do they call it, satin shades. That's just like, I just don't want to use it when I'm doing a diamond smoky eye. I have in my Vlogmas ideas a diamond smoky using this palette, so maybe we'll get to it during Vlogmas. We'll see, who knows. But this, I feel like this has so much potential, but at the same time I'm missing a matte black. But if we forget about it, right, and talk about it as a palette, I feel like it's really interesting that there's some other tones here and I really enjoy it. Like there's the blue tones here. This shimmer has a bit of a pink tone. Like I love when grays have undertones and when they're not just plain grays, especially if the entire palette is just 15 shades. But this is truly made for somebody who loves grays and silvers. Like it's just made for those people, and I know that a lot of people enjoyed it. This one has a white matte. I love that in a palette. Yeah, you can do quite a bit with this, and I remember doing like a daytime look and then a nighttime look with this palette. I loved doing those videos back in the day, and this one was really nice. Anyways, it's a fun palette. It's a fun palette. It's just not really totally my vibe, even though I love cool tones, but like I couldn't use just this palette for a week. I mean, I could obviously, but it wouldn't be my preference. But it's still a number 8 because I like different textures in the palette. I like different formulas. I like what this palette represents, so I don't, yeah, number 8. Number 7, and this is actually so crazy to me because I'm always hating on this palette, but I feel like I looked at it differently this month, over the past couple months. Bloom, and this is the eyeshadow palette I'm wearing today. I put it in my Shop My Stash for this month, and I've honestly been using it quite a bit and enjoying it. So this is the newest palette from this lineup, right? I think this came out this year, and it was just so boring to me at the time because I really wanted something different, something colorful, but not like this colorful because this is truly just an extremely warm color story with rosy, orangey, and some purples as well, a bit of brown. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I tend to enjoy it because I tend to enjoy pinky looks and like burgundy looks like the one I'm wearing today. And if you add on other tools to this palette, like a brown or a maroon pencil liner or burgundy mascara, you can come up with really fun looks here. So it is a more simple color story, which is why I wanted something more complex and I didn't enjoy it at first. But at the same time, I seem to use it quite a bit and I seem to enjoy it. So that's where like I'm changing some of my opinions. This, I always say that this is the last palette on the last place and I don't love it, but I actually enjoy it, especially because I enjoy anything new from the brand. And I miss their eyeshadow launches. I know they're working so hard. They were working so hard on their foundation and concealer. Hopefully 2026 is gonna bring some more eyeshadows and some more colorful eyeshadows. But yeah, this surprised me. This surprised me at how much I enjoyed using it. Truly surprised me. Bloom is number 7. Okay, number 6 is another palette that surprised me so much. But when Bloom came out, and I opened it up, I compared it to I Need a Warm eyeshadow palette, which is on number 6. I Need a Warm, which I thought I hated because warm, I like cool tones. When I compared them though, I realized that Bloom is the warm palette that I hate. I Need a Warm is just a beautiful neutral palette. It is just a very beautiful neutral palette. So to this day, I do not think that this is warm. I just think it's brown neutrals. So if you like brown neutrals, this could be for you. I enjoy this palette. You could do a cool tone look with it easily. You could do a warm look, you could do a bronzy look. And what I love most about this palette is this multi-chrome. This is truly a multi-chrome, and this one is one of the more beautiful ones from their line. I don't think you can see it. Maybe in the mirror, you know how they do it sometimes, where you can see like the green. Oh yeah, there you go. Green to orange. It's insane in real life. It's just really difficult to show on camera. Just trust me on this. Whenever I use this palette, I always go for that stunning multi-chrome. Like, it looks red in the mirror and green here. It's crazy. It's so good. The mattes are beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. This is easy to use. This is your typical neutral palette, but done like with a really good quality. So if you like neutral brown, out of the entire Natasha Denona lineup, this would be the winner, and I would recommend it to you. It's so fun. I did lose this shade because I don't remember if it fell or yeah, I think it fell, like something like that happened, but it was just a dark brown, and I have another one here, so I wasn't really worried about that, and I didn't want to replace it or anything. But yeah, super fun one. I surprised how much I loved it over the last couple of years since it came out, and I've been using it quite a bit. It's like so easy to throw in the crease, and you just don't have to think when you use this palette. It's very approachable and beginner friendly. Okay, top 5, and we have some colors here, which makes me so happy. It's not just boring neutral. Starting with number 5, another last palette that surprised me just so much, because I was also like when I was doing my review, I complained about this palette a lot. It is the Roxa eyeshadow palette, and I did complain about this palette a lot. I said, I remember that it's just a simple color story. It's just a purple palette, and I wish it was more. I wish it was more interesting. Yes, that is still true. Like, if there were, you know, purples and then pops of green, that would be so much more appealing to me. But at the same time, looking at this palette, I feel completely different now. I think that this is a very interesting an inspiring color story. With all of the textures, with the variety of mattes, you could go really simple and like dusty pink, but you could go warm and orange, you could go burgundy, you could go brown, you could go pink, you could go purple. There's so much variety in mattes here, and variety of shimmers. You got purple, you got pink, you got like something neutral. This spectacular shimmer, like the quality of this and the textures and the variety and the how versatile this palette actually is, it's so cool to me. So this was actually one of the palettes when I was doing my eyeshadow palette declutter. I was like, okay, I need to use you more. Like, truly, I need to. Next time I'm doing my shop my stash, this one is going into my stash, because I think it's incredible. I don't know why I hated this palette so much. Probably because I thought that they're gonna come out with something more fun in 2025, and that never happened. So this is all we had to work with. I had to be happy with what we had, and I truly am. I really enjoy her. She's beautiful. There's some multi-chromes, there's such sparkling shimmers. Like, this formula is so perfected as well that I just truly enjoy. Their mattes are blending themselves, their shimmers are so cool and so interesting. Yeah, I really like this palette. That's why it's on number 5. I don't remember if last time I was doing a rankings this already existed, but I do remember that I was always talking so poorly about Bloom and Roxa, and now they're on number 6 and number 5. No, not 6. Oh yeah, Blue, I Need a Warm, and Roxa were always at the bottom of my list, and now they're 7, 6, 5. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. Number 4, we have a palette that has been my number 1 for so many years, but again, I just feel like that has changed, and I still love her. But she's on number 4. Natasha Denona My Dream Palette. I used to use it all the time because of how much different possibilities we have within this one palette. I absolutely loved a really deep brown and a black here, and also this like eggplant shade. I love deeper tones because that could make so many different looks. And then I truly loved the cool tones here and the warm tones, and the fact that we have this special shade. It's also like a multi-chrome. It's truly beautiful. You can see green right there in the mirror, but like pink here. Magnificent, like even better than the previous one. Loved this palette because it was the one that I would always travel with if I didn't make my own palette. I would be like, this has the most variety in neutrals and color. I will travel with this one. And yeah, this still has such a special spot in my heart. And I'm going to show you that multi-chrome because I feel like this one will show even like on camera. Though, will it? Oh, maybe not, but you have to trust me on this one. It is just incredible. Yeah, I still love her so much, and it is such a perfect color story. I still think it's like one of the best color stories out there. And yeah, this is number 4. Number 3, I feel like this has gone up in my rankings, and I know exactly why. This is the Natasha Denona Yucca eyeshadow palette. Hence the last time I was truly in love, in awe, and just completely in love with the color story, because this came out in 2023. God, has it been this long? That means that for the past 2 years, they have just come out with more simple color stories, and I wasn't so in love with them. This to me is what the brand is, and if people bought colorful shadows, this is what the brand would be to this day. People love their neutral browns, so the brand keeps creating neutral browns. Insane palette, like insane color story. The variety of shimmers here and mattes and looks that you could create, and obviously like you have to like these mossy greens to enjoy this palette, and like greens in general and oranges, but if you do, you can do so much with it. And I remember how much fun I had with this palette. Again, the shimmers are all different textures and different tones and different undertones, and I really loved it. Yes, it's not, you can't really create a super, like you can create one neutral look if you do this in the crease, this to deepen out your outer corner, and then one of the more neutral shimmers. You could do a neutral look with it, but this palette is made to like have fun with. Especially this chartreuse eyeshadow, like how crazy is that? It's such a neon color. It's so fun, and I just love this color story. Like truly so remarkable, and the quality on this is insane. So I'm so happy I have this baby in my collection, and I need more of this. Number 3, yeah. Number 2 is going to be one of my most used eyeshadow palettes of all time, and this was always very high up in my rankings, so there was nothing new here. It is the Natasha Denona Retro eyeshadow palette, which is the oldest one that is so high up, but I truly had so much use out of it. This is the only Natasha Denona palette that has a pan. Probably the only eyeshadow shade in my entire collection that has a pan, because of how much I loved this one to put in the inner corner. I love the dusty pinks, the purples, the cool tones, the mauves. This is so right up my alley. I love these tones in my dark brown eyes, and that's why this is so well used and loved. I do want to say that this formula is not the most like up to date, not the best. Like thinking about her cream to powder eyeshadows, this is not the best. She has come out with better formulas and perfected her formulas. Like thinking, even looking at Yucca and this, the Yucca has so many better formulas, but this still just holds such a special place in my heart. I really love the variety on this, the versatility on this, and the tones on this. Like it's just my tones, like my tones. I remember for a long while I used to wear a specific eyeshadow look from this palette every single day. I put this shade in my crease, this to deepen the outer corner, this all over the lid, and this in my inner corner, and this was my perfect cool tone mauve shade like look, and it's really beautiful. Now that I'm talking about it, I really miss it. I want to use this more. Number 2, retro. Okay, by now you probably know what my number 1 is. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. I'm still so in love with this eyeshadow palette. I Need a Nude. I love it so much because I love cool tones, and this formula is just absolutely perfect. And yes, it's boring and neutral, but at the same time, there's quite a bit of variety here. Like, hear me out. There's this beautiful, impactful pink sparkling shade. There's a bit of warmth here with these 2 shades. There's really beautiful grays here. This absolutely stunner of metallic shades, some bronzy shades as well. Like there is some variety. Yes, some of the shades are a bit repetitive, but I tend to overlook it because this just really works out so well on me. And also I'm just so in love with this one shimmer shade. The way it appears on the eyelid is like glass wet look, and that's exactly what Natasha and the brand were going for, and they just nailed it. Like really, really beautiful formula. And I still to this day just love this palette because I'm so into cool tones. I'm so into cool tones. We'll see if this changes next year, but for now, this just is my number one and has been my number one for a while. It's just such a special one. I really love her. Anyways, that is it for my Natasha Denona rankings. Let me know if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, don't forget to use code Anastasia10. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. Leave me your opinions in the comments. I love, love, love talking to you in the comments all the time. And thank you for joining me for Vlogmas number 8. I will see you in the next one, which is going to be tomorrow. Oh my god, I have to film and edit so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.